Getting ready for more baseball here on the USPBL Network. It's the visiting Westside Woolly Mammoths here today in the home Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers on a fine day for baseball, about as perfect as you can get here in the beginning of July as we prepare for the 4th of July holiday. This week on a Friday, but not really at the same time. But going back to Wednesday, it was a kind of a shootout in the last inning of, the guy to talk about when you talk about hitters. There's one guy that you circle in this league right now, and is Drew Galassi. Two more. Well, on Thursday yesterday was a 2-1 sliver of a win for the Utica Unicorns, but despite that, Greg Lokinen with another great outing. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks to 8 strikeouts. He's another guy, when you look at pitchers kind of coming out of nowhere, a local product of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, but he's doing a really nice job on the mound.
Lokinen has absolutely been star, like an absolute beast on the mound so far this season. He's had a lot of strikeouts, had a lot of good work against batters. He's another guy that you need to be watching for, especially on the pitching side of on the field.
Nice 2-inning save as well for Jack Ferguson. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts as well for the returner, kind of flipping teams this year, trying to close it out for the Unicorns going forward. As for today's game, we've kind of already hinted at the pitching matchup. Jackson Hicks, a guy certainly to watch closely, but Malik Barrington kind of molding into form as well.
Malik Barrington is one of those pitchers that can produce for your team, can get quick outs, and provide opportunities to score runs for the Beavers. On the other side of the field, Jackson Hicks, he's coming in stellar 2.1 ERA, 28 Ks on 11 walks, 25 and 2 innings pitched. This guy is absolute lights out when he's on the mound, an absolute threat for the Beavers today.
Time to take a peek at your starting lineups, as always, brought to you by AAA of Michigan. First, for the visiting Westside Woolly Mammoths, it's Trent Bauer leading things off and playing left field. Lamar Briggs bats second and plays center. All 3 outfielders at the top of the lineup here today for Taylor Jellikowski and John Dombrowski, as Trevor McKinley bats third and plays right field as well. Jalen Smith, Logan Herring, and Adrian Guzman in the heart of the Mammoths lineup here today. The newcomer Nick Caruso back in there at designated hitter, kind of rotating in that catcher position with Colton Horner as Spencer McGee hits after him, and the aforementioned Horner will bat 9th and catch Jackson Hicks. Those two have matched up for every game that Hicks has thrown so far this year. Now for the home Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, their lineup also brought to you by AAA of Michigan. It's Connor Bagneski at the top of the lineup. He'll play second base as well. Keyshawn Lynch bats second and plays short. McFarland, Verdejo, and Christian LeBoy smack dab in the middle. Elijah Salaya bats 6th and plays center field. Nafi Mercedes again back in the 7 hole as he plays third base. Collier Rutledge deaces and bats 8th. And Tyler Blom, another newcomer, rounds out the order here today. And we've kind of talked about it here on the broadcast. This is a Beavers lineup that certainly has potential. There's a lot of good hitters on this team. Have the lowest batting average in the league coming into play here today, but other than that, Jackson Hicks is kind of watching them, and he says, hey, look, they've had a number of good at-bats against me. I've already had 3 starts. So it's an offense waiting to be woken up, I guess you'd say.
It's a team that has so much potential that hasn't been tapped into yet. The hits haven't been coming their way, but they have been able to get on base and put runners in scoring position, whether it was with walks or hit by pitches. They've been able to put people on, and the stolen base count is up there too. So be careful about the Beavers on the base path.
We'll get to Nick's keys to the game when we get back. Also take a deeper dive at these pitcher stats as well, right here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
Stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time. The shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Your neighbors are going to be jealous when they see you're getting a new Connecticut water system. Say goodbye to hard water problems. No more spots on your glassware. Your laundry will feel and smell better. Your hair and skin will look and feel better. Say goodbye to hard water problems and say hello to great tasting crystal clear water with CGC Water.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, everyone. USPBL Baseball right here on the USPBL Network is sponsored by AAA, Ascension, Balfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, Valpak, and UWM. We thank all those fine partners for what they do for the USPBL. Jackson Hicks and Malik Barrington will take the bump when we get back here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
$5 off orders of 20 or more. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Now time for Nick Matthews' keys to the game. What do you have today, Nick?
It's good to be back here, Jeremy. We got the Westside Woolly Mammoths taking on the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers today. The keys for the Mammoths in this West Division dogfight are to make solid contact on offense and barrel it up, because they've been hitting the ball very well lately, playing the long ball, and keeping the pitching solid, because they've been absolutely hammering this Beaver team all season long. In their last 4 outings against the Beavers, they've only allowed 2 runs and outscored them 15-2. For the Beavers, they need to keep people on base, keep producing runs, and find new ways to keep people on base and get them home to drive up the pressure on the opposition.
Probably one of the best crowds we have seen this year, the best crowd I've seen so far in a USPBL game. Impressive. Good to see the people packing back in here at Jimmy John's Field. We'd love to see you this weekend if you're staying around and you're local. And if you're watching maybe from a vacation spot right now, tell us. Facebook, YouTube. You can also join us on Twitch as well, a brand new platform. Follow us there as well so we can continue to build up that platform here on the USPBL network, wherever you may be joining us here today. We appreciate it. Malik Barrington getting the starts. Really a breakthrough start for him the last time out after a shaky relief appearance where he just threw less than an inning. But his last start on 6/24 of last week, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, no walks to 7 strikeouts. And you think, 3 earned runs in 6 innings, pretty good start. But it's breakthrough in that his fastball was up to 94.
He's absolutely been able to work the batters, but also be able to zoom it by when it's needed. And let's see if he does that here today against Trevor Bauer.
First pitch of the ball game to Bauer is pumped back to the screen. That one at 91. And the fastball average velocity, even saw that kind of uptick. He was around 89 to begin the season. Now he's at 90. First pitch of the ball game today at 7:12. Pretty still day in terms of wind-wise to begin here at Jimmy John's Field. As Bauer again skies it back.
Bauer trying to catch up to that speedy fastball. 73-degree day here, downtown Utica.
An 11-mile-an-hour wind according to weather.com, but that's not really a factor right now. Here's the 0-2. Snapped off the slider for the first time here today. That's buried in the ground.
Malik Barrington, one of the better sliders in the league. Catching batters on whiffing.
It's a fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a curveball for Barrington. 1-2 is lifted back. And one thing you'll notice, talked to Shane McCaddy, the pitching coordinator here at the USPBL, about it before the game. This leg kick is much higher, and that's also contributed to a lot of things for him. He had some things he was working through with the delivery value system.
That's just simple physics. Higher leg kick, gets more momentum, can produce a higher speed.
1-2. Tipped into the glove of Tyler Blom for the first out. Slider with a lot of spin on that one. Lamar Briggs, Trevor McKinley, your Zach Hart agency. 2 men due up after Bauer here in the first inning.
Lamar Briggs, one of the better batters in this Mammoth order. He's hitting .382 on the year, 4 homers, 8 RBIs.
And that's really perked up over the last couple weeks. We've seen the power come back as well for a guy who, when he's going right, hits it out of the ballpark and hits line drives, and he's been able to do that very efficiently. His hitting coach, Taylor Jellikowski, coming together to make some tweaks to his swing, kind of beating it in the ground at a much higher rate than we're used to seeing at the beginning of the year. But as of late, turned things around. 13 for 34 start for Lamar.
Lamar taking a couple good hacks so far. Recuperate, trying to grab his attention.
Some members of this crowd still filing in the berm, a popular spot here today as that's floated over the glove of Keyshawn Lynch in the left center field. And that's the thing you just miss about pandemic crowds, the oohs, the ahs, the crowd kind of ramping up as a ball goes to the outfield or nearing the warning track. And you heard that here with this crowd here tonight. It's cool.
It's a blissful thing to hear again, and we needed a lot of this. We've been missing it. Great crowd in attendance, 4th of July weekend. Double the fireworks, double the fun.
And you always wonder what, kind of weekends these will be like for baseball crowds. But looks like a lot of people are at least sticking around for this one. Heard on the radio coming in that tomorrow and the day after and 4th of July is expected to be one of the more heavily trafficked days and weekends in Michigan in a long time post-pandemic, as Trevor McKinley Looks at a fastball inside 1-0.
A lot of traveling going on, 4th of July weekend. Lots of people are going to be out on the roads, especially been cooped up because of COVID, and they want to get out and do stuff.
Seeing it more and more here. Crowds growing. Small lead for Briggs at first, and he will scatter his way to second base here.
Solid jump there from Lamar.
He's also a guy that has 3 stolen bases. That one just getting by Tyler Blom. One and one on McKinley. He's got a home run to his credit this year as well. Chopper. As McFarland lets that one fly a bit, Barrington covers the first base bag for the second out here in the first.
McKinley doing his job, moving the base runner up, hitting something to the right side for Jalen Smith, a cleanup hitter, to hopefully knock him in.
Check the defense behind Malik Barrington, brought to you by AAA of Michigan. It's Verdejo in left, Celaya in center, LeBoy in right, Mercedes and McFarland on the corners today. Bagneski and Lynch, your double play combination with Blom completing the battery here tonight. First pitch to Jalen Smith. Nice wipeout slider to the outer edges of the plate. So four-seam changeup slider curve. It's 55% fastball. That's split between the two-seam and the four-seam fairly evenly. 18% changeup, 10% slider and curve. Kind of the same in terms of those two breaking pitches. Trying to strand that runner on third. Here's the 0-1. Ouch.
That's that slider again.
I would not want to be up there trying to hack at that one.
Certainly is a tough pitch to catch up to, but also it has a lot of movement to it. A sweeping slider, 44% put away percentage.
Some of the best in the league. Jackson Hicks is a bit better on the slider slash curveball for him. Wow, that one's rocketed back towards us. You don't often see a ball come that quickly that goes, I believe, out of the stadium or hit a sweet at least.
Out of the stadium, right towards Auburn Road.
That's probably on a ground 3-1 ground ball by McKinley. The 2-2 swing and a miss, heavy breaking ball here in the first inning, kind of going against BL. So 9 innings every day, but the scheduled doubleheaders on Saturday, which we have another one tomorrow, and also 7 innings scheduled on Sunday.
Tomorrow is 90s night for all those. Just something like overalls. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if I have anything to wear for 90s garb, but I fit into it.
I just missed the cutoff.
Here's the first pitch to Logan Herring as the fastball slides in at 91 for strike one. Logan Herring off to a 2-for-13 start. It's a bit deceiving, though. I was chatting with Taylor Jellikowski around the cages before today's game. Here's the 0-1. Missed the fastball at 91. He hung up batting practice. He hung up playing baseball really for 3 to 4 weeks because he had competed in the NAI World Series and for his team lost to Georgia Gwinnett in the end. But he thought his baseball career was over after college, so he had not hit at all until he got back to the USPBL. So this is a guy they expect to hit. I mean, it's a major power in the NAI this year at a high level, obviously making it all the way to the World Series this year. They just want to get him back to where he was and comfortable with things.
It's certainly interesting to see somebody that's taken a couple years off and getting another opportunity, but he certainly must have some we haven't seen yet, at least. But I'm sure he will display it for us very soon. But Logan Herring is a guy that you want to watch out for, too, in this Mammoth lineup. And he takes a ball there.
3-2 on Herring. No walks, 2 strikeouts so far to begin his USPBL career.
Malik Barrington usually goes with a 2-seamer to finish off the lefties on a full count. See if he does it here.
Ooh, just off the plate outside. He really wanted that call. It would have been his 3rd strikeout already in this one, but instead Logan Herring draws his first professional walk. Here comes Adrian Guzman, a guy who's hitting very well into the 300s, checking into today with 28 at-bats under his wing, 10 for 28. Hitting at a very high clip when he puts the ball in play, nearly 500.
Guy can get it done on both sides of the field.
And this is a guy he's going to bring his glove. He showed that in the first inning, but the offense is an extra benefit, and that's why you see him hitting up in the lineup a bit more than when he started here in his second round with the USPBL.
It's also a Woolly Mammoth fan favorite, too. I spoke to a couple fans. There's a pickoff over to first, but not in time. A couple fans absolutely love Adrian and have even some pictures of them on their fridges. And I'm like, that's a not only a great player, but a great person, too.
Maybe they can get those autographed.
Yeah.
Adrian, very approachable. Short lead for Herring over at first. Here's the 1-1. In for strike 2.
I know some of my other colleagues that I have here at the ballpark, we have a couple nicknames for him. We have the Guzman, the Guzzler. Wonder if he has some other ones that he has himself.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he does. Love to get to know some other nicknames he's got.
1-2, again off the plate offside. Tyler Blom with a busy night so far behind the plate.
Heights native, a lot of fans here in attendance gave him a big round of applause just right outside Utica.
And went to De La Salle High School as that slider lead for each guy here as this one poked down the line and fair. Herring around the third base bag. He's being waved around easily here. They're going to snipe this throw to second base and get him. Wow. What a relay by LeBoy to Keyshawn Lynch as he easily slaps the tag. It is 1-0 Mammoths, however.
That was a good, solid opposite field hitting there from Nick Caruso, but an even better relay from the right fielder of the Beavers, Christian LeBoy, to the second baseman, Bagniski, to get him out.
Check the defense behind Barrington, brought to you by AAA. It's Bauer in left, Briggs in center, McKinley out in right. This is actually the Mammoths deep defense here. First pitch to McGee is a swing and miss. For the Beavers, it's Verdejo in left, Celaya in center, LeBoy in right, Mercedes and McFarland on the corners, Bagneski and Lynch up the middle, and Tyler Blom behind the plate.
Spencer McGee with 1 out, the runner on third has a chance to drive in another one for the Mammoths here.
0-1 changeup outside. Some fans asking what happened in the bottom of the first inning. I think we've had some connectivity issues, but it was a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Hicks. Pop out, ground out, strikeouts. Pretty efficient inning. Could have been over even quicker. There was a pop out dropped on the first base line before striking out the third place batter on the other end. This is going to score another run. 2-0 Mammoths.
Now, Spencer McGee's not going to go hanging his head on that walk back to the dugout. He's going to get a bunch of high fives from both of his managers and his players by getting that job done.
So an RBI ground out for McGee, his 7th ribby of the year. Now Colton Horner. Good to see him back in the lineup here today. Transaction once he was available again. Noah Moore was released from the USPBL. So Colton Horner is going to kind of split time with Nick Caruso. They like how Caruso has been developing at the catcher position. Otherwise, he'll probably DH when Horner is in there. Today, Trey Bigford and Norberto Navarro on the bench. Nothing wrong with Navarro, the everyday second baseman for this team, just giving him a blow. He'll play on Sunday as this one poked foul.
Colton Horner, if you're solid 1-2 count now, he's got to look for something that he can, one, barrel up, but if he can't find that, he's got to be able to shorten up and foul something off to keep him alive.
1-2, oh, tough pitch on the outer edge. Again, Barrington wanting that call on a couple of the infielders. Third baseman Mercedes, second baseman Bagneski were a couple steps towards the dugout.
They thought it looked good, so did Barrington.
2-2 to try to do it again. He does. Wow. Diving that one low for the third out here in the second inning. Walk, single, single. That scored a run. Ground out that scored a run, and a K. The line against Barrington here in the second. 2-0 Mammoths.
Whenever my family wants to enjoy the great outdoors, we pack up my Chevy Blazer and go camping in style. It looks great, and with the cargo management system, we can bring all the comforts of home away from home. Plus, with available 4G LTE Wi-Fi, the kids can still stay connected with friends. Thanks to my Blazer, roughing it isn't rough at all.
Lease a 2021 Blazer 2 LT for just $219 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Priority Hora Health USPBL dance crew here today as we welcome you back to Jimmy John's Field. Again, YouTube looks like it's fine, so if you know anybody trying to watch on Facebook or Twitch, tell them to head over to YouTube, and they should be hopefully set for the rest of the night. Decent job by Malik Barrington, was able to kind of limit the damage. A leadoff walk to Logan Herring was plated by the RBI single by Caruso, and then another ground out also scored Adrian Guzman. But in the end, after the first three reach without an out, Barrington able to limit the damage to 2 runs, and Jackson Hicks trying to follow up his 1-2-3 bid in the first. Nick?
That's right. Jackson Hicks making quick work, using Adrian Guzman over there, making 2 outs in the first inning, and getting the last on Travis McFarland with a strikeout. See if you can produce a little bit more of that solid work here in the second.
And a good job by Hicks as well, not to let that little drop blooper down the first baseline bother him. He struck out McFarland on the next pitch. First pitch to Roy Verdejo. Wow, shattered that lumber. Guzman scoops it up as he's been doing all game long for the first out.
That's the third bat I've seen Roy Verdejo break already this season, and 2 of them were in 1 game alone.
That tells you about the stuff as well of Jackson Hicks. Fastball at 89, tailing in.
Christian LeBoy stepping in now, but he had a amazing relay to throw Nick Caruso out in the second inning.
And that kind of started what was the real back-end job, I guess, for Malik Barrington, because That erases a potential double with a run already scoring on the hit. Gave the defense some confidence as he floats that splitter to the outside. 0-2 on LeBoy. Hicks has been ahead of every hitter except Bignaski to begin the game. Fastball outside. Boy, Hicks is just ready to go no matter what the batter's doing. This one on the ground to Guzman again. Boy, he's going to need an ice bath on that arm after tonight. Getting a workout.
He's made 3 plays already over there.
Also able to catch a pop-out to begin the outing. So pop-out, ground-out, strikeout, ground-out, ground-out. The line against Jackson Hicks thus far. There's JJ, presented by Michigan First Credit Union every game. This second inning brought to you by Budweiser here tonight. First pitch sliding in to Elijah Salaya for strike 1. So no Thirsty Thursday this week.
Unfortunately, not for all the beer lovers and the Budweiser drinkers out there.
That will be back a couple weeks from now. Again, a 3-game week next week with the All-Star game right in the middle on Saturday, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Here's the 0-2. Wow. Easy inning for Jackson Hicks, put it that way simply. 6 up and 6 down. He's on a roll.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
New flooring from the Carpet Guys is as easy as 1, 2, free. 1, just call the Carpet Guys for fast, free, and home shopping. 2, get massive warehouse direct savings. And 3, I mean free, as in 4 years of interest-free financing. That's 1, 2, free, but only for a limited time. So be wise and call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS or visit carpetguys.com today.
Be wise, call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS.
Well, quite the start for Jackson Hicks if you're just tuning in. 6 up, 6 down, 2 strikeouts. Guzman is going to get a big pat on the back if he continues this good game so far, but 4 plays, a pop-out, and 3 ground-outs to Adrian. Most looking routine. I mean, he makes most plays look routine whether they are or not. But Malik Barrington has kind of a tough task. He's already given up 2 runs. Good job to reel things back in, as we talked about in the second, but when you have a guy on the other end, it's like, I can't give up any more runs if I want a chance to win this ball game.
It's a tough spot when he needs his offense to continue to contribute and get something going and break the barrier that Jackson Hicks has built up on this Beaver offense.
Not sure what's happening right now, and it looks like Keyshawn Lynch needed a new glove. That's the delay as the 2 coaches came together over at third base. So Lynch trotting out to the shortstop position with some new leather there. Trent Bauer, Lamar Briggs, Trevor McKinley, your Zach Hart agency, 3 men to up here in the third. Strikeout, single, ground out for them consecutively in the first. Little pop fly. Got a long way to go. Does Nafi Mercedes. He gets there for the first out.
Solid way to track it down over there by Nafi Mercedes. Good first out, good quick out for Malik Barrington.
And I think you're starting to see the middle infielders, the corner infielders, and certainly the corner outfielders, at least for the new players here in the league this year, adjust to that foul territory more, because I feel like we saw a lot more drop balls or just balls that maybe they thought they had no chance of getting in reality, because you don't play at many other stadiums like this. First pitch to Briggs.
Certainly not one with such huge foul territory, too. You have a lot of room to work with if you're on the corners.
Oakland Coliseum, and that's it that comes to mind for me. Maybe there's some other parks in minor league baseball that look this way. There's all those people on the berm. Good to see. The 1-0. 92-mile-an-hour fastball outside, yes. And you can see Barrington flustered by a few calls so far here tonight.
Some that he thought caught the outer edge, but our home plate umpire had a second look at it and says, nah, not quite.
2-0. Chop to Mercedes. Staying busy, and he could not keep that in and caught off the bag as Briggs in fair territory. So he has to scramble his way back. Boy, a lot of things happening on that play. McFarland couldn't quite hang on.
And he was a little limp getting up, too. He might have twisted his ankle, too.
Yeah, you kind of look at the replay here on a YouTube monitor. As he was trying to keep that baseball, he did kind of corkscrew around a little bit, maybe on that ankle or knee. Looks like he's trying to shake it off and continue in this one, but an error to begin this third inning, our first of the game. And the fifth base runner allowed by the Beavers so far here tonight.
Trevor McKinley now for the Mammoths with Lamar Briggs on first.
Oh, 1 snap throw. Got him. Well, I didn't think that they'd get the cause. McFarland had to venture slightly off the bag, but if he put the tag down right away, there's no question he was out at first base. Briggs thought he might have been safe, but he quickly is the second out here in the third inning.
That was a solid play from the catcher Blom. Good throw down quick and fast. And Travis McFarland had to actually do a 360 turn to apply that tag on Lamar Briggs.
Mercedes, he's been busy, able to complete this play. And despite the error, Malik Barrington is still able to face the minimum thanks to that fifth third out. Brought to you by Fifth Third Bank here tonight. Now time for JJ, the field general, presented by Michigan First Credit Union here today. He's going to take that water to the base pass umpire and send it down to Chelsea Estes now.
DTE Kids race the mascot. I got my buddy Allie over there, and she is going to race against Buzz. And Allie told me she is going to try out for a travel softball team. So Allie's going to be pretty fast. So Buzz, that means I'm going to give you just a little bit of a head start, all right? So you can start going. Ready, set, go, Buzz. All right, Allie. Buzz is looking a little slow today, so you got to go catch up to him. Go beat him. Go, Allie, go. All right, you fans. Allie's already rounding second. She is cruising past Buzz. She's going to need your help to cheer her on as she races home. Oh, man, Allie, that's a good crowd. Come on, you're going to beat Buzz. All right, Allie. Woo! You left Buzz in the dust.
That's good stuff, Allie. Some of the best turns we've seen are on the base pass this year near DTE Energy Kid Race the mascot.
Her travel softball team will definitely be loving that around the base path.
Yeah, people might be calling her up. We want you instead. Bruce Peppers on YouTube says, wow, the stands look amazing tonight. They sure do. Nearly packed in the grandstands. The berm is nice and full. Some extra people along the diamond tables as well. There's a look at the side of the stands to our left. They've continued to fill up as the game goes on.
It's a great night for baseball.
There's the other end. Nearly mirroring the other side. You see all the people on the drink rail as well. Some people in the suites down there. Navy Mercedes, Collier Rutledge, and Tyler Blom. Your Zach Hart agency 3-men due up here in the third inning, and it's gone directly in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and possibly 7, 8, 9 here if Hicks continues what he's done so far here tonight. 2 strikeouts and the rest to Adrian Guzman. Literally.
Literally.
3 ground outs and a pop out. Well, this one foul that trend outside on the splitter. 1-0, another fastball pounded. His fastballs would have been right around his average, 90 to 91 here tonight. He's been up as high as 92 so far this season.
Some solid numbers from Jackson Hicks.
1-1, wow.
It was a solid cut from Navy Mercedes, but not as good as Jackson's off speed there.
Another splitter. What does he go to here? 1-2, fastball, lifted out to right center. And McKinley bailed off at the last second. Lamar Briggs maybe called him off for the first out.
And some solid communication there in deep right center. Lamar Briggs is the captain of the outfield. He needs to take control and say, hey, yeah, I got it. No, it's all good.
Collier Rutledge, the 8th man to the plate, 7 up, 7 down against Jackson Hicks so far here tonight. His pitch count in really good favor, 26. Pretty good considering he struck out 2 already as well. First pitch splitter there.
He's got a quick tempo that he's working with, and he's rocking it right now.
And he has these hitters guessing, you can tell.
Catching them with the off speed, they're finding themselves way ahead in the pitch. Like we saw Navy Mercedes with that splitter that he threw. He had Mercedes way in front of it.
And that's pretty impressive because he really hasn't used the slider much tonight, maybe once, twice. It's mostly been fastball splitter as that one punched in for strike 3, his 3rd K of the night.
Caught him looking with that zooming fastball. You don't really see that too much, right down the heart of the plate.
Can Tyler Blom break up the magic so far from Jackson Hicks? Perfect through 2 2/3. Connor Begneski is your Zach Hart agency man on deck. This is the 4th time that Hicks has faced the Beavers. That can be the tough thing about this league. Even when you have success in games, sometimes you'll turn around and play a team 3 or 4 times in a row, and it's like, wow, they've seen me that much.
They learn stuff. They can pick up in your tendencies. They can learn, well, one, your mannerisms, but also your pitches, too, and they can pick up on when they're going to be coming in. But that's not showing here today because he's been catching a lot of Beaver batters off guard and still guessing, and now he hits Tyler Blom here.
So that breaks up the perfect game bid as Connor Begneski trots to first. Still very early, though, but he's having that kind of game. That was the slider, probably only the second one we've seen here tonight, so understandable maybe, a pitch that he's working on. He won't be happy with it. He wasn't really fully committing to being happy about his last start. He overall said it was pretty good, but he didn't like the way he started out in that game. Gave up 2 hits and a hit by pitch in the first inning in a 5-inning outing where he only gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, no runs for the second outing in a row. So that's now 4 shutout outings for Jackson. You kind of throw away the 3rd and 4th, and it's been an outstanding year so far.
Earned himself, I think, week 2, pitcher of the week. This guy's a stud, and he's been proving it here today, too.
How did nobody in college baseball pick this guy up? It's unreal.
There's a lot of talent out there, and sometimes it can be right under your nose. And this one's lifted to center field.
Briggs coming in. There's the first hits. As Blom trying to leg out that one to third base. He's in safely. So first and third with 2 outs. So Jackson Hicks, a guy that pitched at the University of North Carolina at the club level, did not really have much interest going out of high school, was throwing 82-ish around that point when he realized his junior year he was playing shortstop. He said, I was hitting 150 and realized it's just not going to work. If I want to continue playing baseball at a high level. So converted to a pitcher, kind of junior to senior year. Pitched 4 years of club baseball, got himself a degree, and now finds himself in professional baseball here in Utica, Michigan.
That's a solid story there from Jackson Hicks. Sometimes, you can find yourself a little later in life, and that's okay. As long as you do it at some point, it doesn't matter.
1-1, pumped foul. And you got to imagine, too, just moving on to this level, even the USPBL has admitted, hey, look, his velocity is better than we realized. He had a Frontier League tryout a couple weeks before coming here, and he said, yeah, I was right there velocity-wise with most of the guys in the tryout. There probably was a little bit of, why didn't this guy play college baseball, as to why he didn't make that team. They're probably regretting not taking him at this point. If they've realized.
If they've realized, right.
But you talk about those kind of 3rd and 4th starts. They weren't horrible by any means. 4 earned runs his 3rd start, 2 earned runs his 2nd start. But when you combine 10 innings of no-run baseball, striking out 11 and only walking 4, that's kind of, the standard is high. You set the bar high, and he's gotten right back to that. Looking for his 3rd straight outing of shutout baseball.
Jackson Hicks performing at a high level already in the first half of this USPBL season.
1-2 again, punched foul. We understand that his girlfriend Emily is in attendance here today. He joked around with me on the phone before. He says, hey, Emily just wants to let everybody know that she's in attendance. She's an avid broadcast watcher, so we thank Emily for that. We welcome you to Utica, Michigan and Jimmy John's Field, watching your boyfriend deliver another nice outing. Some early action in the Beavers bullpen here. Looks like Cole Gidley has picked up a baseball. We thought originally he would be unavailable here tonight. Has been feeling a bit under the weather, but maybe that's a sign he may see some action. 1-2, slider. Got Lynch chasing on the outer edges, and that's the 2nd strikeout of the inning for Hicks. He's got now 4 in total.
Make mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Jeremy Idle and Nick Matthews are bringing the call here tonight. Malik Barrington trying to get through this 4th inning clean, 47 pitches deep. And his outing, 2 earned runs given up so far. Lisa G. Comments on YouTube, go Beavers. Also says, yay, Jackson Hicks, go Woolly Mammoths. Or Aaron Mazurek actually said, go Beavers. Lisa cheering for the Mammoths here tonight. J.D. Shoemaker says, go Beavers, watching from American Airlines Club, waiting for my flight. There you go. You coming over here, J.D., to see Austin play?
That's a great time killer.
Yes. Jalen Smith, Logan Herring, Adrian Guzman, your Zach Hart agency 3-men due up here in the 4th inning against Barrington. Did allow a single base runner in the 3rd, but that was erased after the nice snap throw from Blom to McFarland. And you just love to see catchers play the game that way. Just think, at least locally, right back to Pudge Rodriguez. He would do that all the time. The snap throws. It's an exciting brand of baseball, and something you don't see a lot, really. Yadier Molina still does it once in a while.
You love to see a veteran catcher such as those two legends, Pudge Rodriguez and Yadier Molina. This one's popped up.
Can anybody get to it? That's the question. Barrington even joining the party. How about that? Trying to cover the ground, get some sprints in. It's just an 0-2 count again.
Solid effort from all three of those players, McFarland, Barrington, and Blum. Back to the legends, Pudge and Yadier Molina. You love to see Blum taking his reps over and making sure he has a tight ship run around the base path. No freebies he's giving up for the Beavers.
Now the 0-2. On the corner for strike three, the fastball at 91.
That was a solid pitch.
4 strikeouts now for Malik Barrington. He's mirrored Jackson Hicks through 3 innings. Hicks, 43 pitches through 3. Barrington a bit more above that. He walked Logan Herring back in the second. That was a leadoff walk, and that's kind of where the trouble started. And when you put the outings back to back, they probably won't look the same, but it's not like Barrington has been that much worse than Jackson Hicks tonight. But this Mammoths offense, the second best average-wise in the league, able to collect a couple hits in the second and cash in on a walk, a single, and a single all in a row.
Barrington, no, by all means, he's not a bad pitcher. He's just had some bad luck with these hot Mammoth bats here in July now.
And even Shane McCaddy said that him and Hicks are two guys that very well could move out of here to the next level. He also really gave the biggest compliment to those two as well in terms of, he said, there haven't really been guys to this level that worked this hard between both Hicks and Barrington in between starts, getting here early. We've heard about the routine from Taylor Jelekowski in the past of Hicks. He gets here really early. Usually see A.J. Coleman resting down in the seats very early too. One of the other Beavers starters. He'll start on July 4th. Hope to see you here for that game. Fireworks on a Sunday.
Yeah. Fireworks on a Sunday. You love to see it.
I'm sure you'll be able to see other fireworks in the distance too, so that'll be pretty cool.
Hard work does pay off, though, for Malik and Jackson. This one's skied in the air.
And it's Lynch taking charge, the captain of the infield for out number 2. We're going to have that Sandlot look with just all the fireworks, playing catch and playing ball.
Night Game. Love that movie. You're killing me, Smalls.
Adrian Guzman trying to break up what could be a very quick inning for Malik Barrington here in the 4th. Added to what's already been a nice batting average to start the year. Single and a run back in the 2nd. Change up outside. That was a 2-2 count to Guzman before he was able to single. Outside 2-0. Neither pitcher has really fallen behind that much so far in this game. Jackson Hicks has certainly gotten ahead a bit more than we've seen Barrington do so far here tonight. The 2-0 away.
Both these pitchers dueling back and forth. A great matchup between the two. It's just the Mammoths have etched it out a little bit better and had a better opportunity to score runs, putting people more on base.
3-0, fastball just squeaks inside for strike one. That's the thing, too, about both of these guys. Their fastballs will run in on you. A lot of spin on them. It's kind of been that way all season long for the two. Popped him up. Bagneski into the short outfield, now drifting as the wind is blowing in that direction. And how about this inning for Malik Barrington? Trying to get his club right back into it. Needs the bats to catch up when we get back here on the USPBL Network.
Dunham Sports is a proud partner of the USPBL. Big names, low prices, delivering value since 1937.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're gonna be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
One of the more fun promotions that we never cover here on the air. It'd be hard for us to do so, but one that just happened last inning with this big crowd. It's kind of funny to see the reactions. You know, we've already talked about the reactions that the baseball game brings in terms of what a crowd really feels like to be in post-pandemic. But Jack's sponsors a promotion in between innings where they go take a photo of somebody's car out in the parking lot, the gravel lot, I believe, out there. Beyond right center field in the Clinton River. And Johnny G, your public address announcer, who's ever doing it, acts like your car's about to be towed. So, you know, may I have your attention? May I have your attention, please? They put up the picture of the car. He goes through the license plate numbers. And it's literally a hushed silence. And today was prototypical, really funny to watch. And then, you know, at some point he wraps up and says, well, you need to wash your car. And then everyone's like, ha, ha, ha. They all look at each other. It's funny.
Some of the kids' reactions in the crowd were just priceless. They're like, uh-oh, somebody's in trouble. It's a good time.
McFarland, Verdejo, LeBoy, the heart of the order, brought to you by Zach Hart Agency up here in the fourth as McFarland takes a hefty swing. And they want to see those better swings out of Travis on the fastball. Has been beat a bit more with the fastball than the breaking ball. He has killed the breaking balls for most of his home runs. 8 RBIs to his credit as well.
Plenty of extra base hits along with that.
That fastball at 90 pounded back to the screen. Struck out back in the first inning, but often gets some hearty swings out there regardless. 6 walks to 15 strikeouts. He's not going to get cheated up there.
Solid overall 3-hitter for this Beaver lineup, and he has the ability to produce runs on his own and if there's other base runners on the base path.
That's also the thing about Jimmy John's Field. You look at the backstop, it's very close, especially if you're behind home plate. I mean, we're pretty close for a press box in a professional stadium in terms of being right on top of the action as well. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a just whittler foul on the splitter there from Hicks. Well, you see all the head turns as well when the ball's hit right at the screen or to the right or left.
So those initial reactions, those gut instincts kicking in. And then they realize, oh, wait, there's a screen there.
0-2 fouled off. I used to call the high school games back when I was in high school right on the backstop with the chain link fence, obviously. Never gets old to see the ball just zing right at your face.
It's a gut reaction. It's like, you don't know what to do. It's like deer in the headlights, and you just stand still.
And in turn with that, you get all the dirt when the wind is blowing right in your face and on your laptop. You're right in the action. You just hope the fence never breaks.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
There's no holes in the fence. 0-2, fastball high. So Hicks allowing his first base runner and his first hit in the third, coming separately. 1-2. Ouch. Here it is, hit it for Travis McFarland as he strikes out for the second time today, that on the splitter. For the 5th K in total through 3 1/3. But in that third, I mean, he was cruising along again, a little lazy pop-up to the outfield, handled by Lamar Briggs, kind of in between Briggs and McKinley in right center. And then the strikeout looking to Collier Rutledge. Hit by pitch to Tyler Blom, plunked him pretty good on the inner half, and then the single, kind of a looping single to the right center field gap. And a strikeout to Keyshawn Lynch. He was able to reel it right back in. But I looked at you in between innings and said, ouch, you know, that he had no hit stuff tonight, just based off what we saw in the first 2 2/3 of the game. And obviously very early, but still, I mean, he had that look. I mean, he always does, it seems. Look at him right now.
Yeah.
He catches the ball and fires. Fastball on the inner half.
He's locked in. He's ready to go. He just wants to keep cruising like he has been.
But that's what makes guys like this fun to watch.
That and also the faces that he gives in between the pitches.
3-1. Trying to climb back against Verdejo here. Does with strike 2. Roy grounded out to begin the second inning. That was a part of back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the first 2 for Jackson.
That's what I love about this game. This game, you have so much room for personality.
3-2 again, chiseled foul. And I think we're starting to see more and more of that these days. It's not met with open arms at times, the bat flips and the personalities we see in the game here today. I think as long as you're not showing people up, it's fine. Here's the 3-2, again, pounded away. There's another look at this outstanding crowd here tonight. It's really tough to know whether this is the biggest crowd because we've seen some really, you know, big crowds outside of the grandstands in the berm like you're seeing today on opening weekend. Here's the 3-2, but also in the patio areas. Chevrolet Pavilion down the left field line and the Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers tent in foul territory as well. Those have been packed for some of your theme nights as the season has gone on as well.
Lots of activities at the ballpark and good walking room here as well. It's not a closed surface ballpark like a lot of major league fields are. This one is a lot more open, a lot more grass, and a lot more stuff to do outside of just the grandstands.
Nice job by Horner to pull back in that splitter for strike 1. So 1 on and 1 out. Third base runner so far tonight against Jackson Hicks. Verdejo taking a 2.5-step lead. This one golfed down past Trent Bauer. Good job by him to cut it off quickly, though, and that keeps Verdejo on second base.
Some solid pull hitting there from Christian LeBoy. Now Elijah Celaya for the Beavers.
No complete action in either pen. You've seen a bit more juggling down in the Beavers pen so far here tonight. Not needed on the Mammoths side thus far. Kyle Luger and Colin Ledbetter are two of the potential arms that the Mammoths could go to here today.
Luger, that two-pitch man, only the two-seam fastball and the curveball for him. Very simple pitcher. And then Christian Ledbetter, two-seam, a slider, and a changeup for him on his arsenal.
This Mammoth staff is one to be scared of if you're some of these other teams.
Both on offense and defense.
The 2-0 is a fastball away, and certainly they got some good pitching last year. The back end of games as well, but the offense just wasn't there for this Mammoths team. They've kind of reinvented and brought in some fresh new guys. Lamar Briggs, really one of your lone returners. Colton Horner, returner to the league in general. He came over from the Unicorns this year. Strike 1-2 Celaya. Greg Loken, and another guy to certainly watch out for. 3-1, swing and a miss. Best fastball tonight at 93 there from Hicks. Lokinen yesterday in the private game, just one of those makeup games at the beginning of the week. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run it was earned. No walks to 8 strikeouts. He threw 84 pitches.
There he goes. That one's fouled away, and Roy Verdejo got a great jump on that last pitch, and almost would have been a stolen base if Salai didn't get a foul on that one.
And we've certainly seen some really good jumps. Stolen base numbers are up in the league this year. And it's led to some exciting baseball out there as well.
Some good base running out of all these teams so far this year.
49 stolen bases, just 2 caught stealings throughout the whole league so far. The Mammoths right up there in the thick of it. They have not been caught this year. 15 steals, 17 for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Just 1 caught stealing for them. The Hoppers will play tomorrow. Scheduled doubleheader versus the Unicorns. Outside and on the pond is full of ducks all of a sudden here in the 4th. Here's Nafi Mercedes. A guy who we've seen take some better swings lately, certainly.
Originally starting this season off on the Hoppers, then moving his way over to the Beavers.
Lisa G comments on YouTube and says she's watching from Ecuador here today. I don't think we've ever had Ecuador on the USPBL network. Certainly had a lot of countries chime in last year. Here's the fastball running inside at 92 for strike 1. Or ball 1, I beg your pardon.
It's a fun spot, Ecuador. All right.
(1-0). Fastball at 90, swing and a miss. Maria Briggs says, love to see the crowd. Way to go, fans. Agreed. We'd love to see you here all weekend. USPBL.com for tickets. You can risk it, I guess, and walk up at this point.
Yeah.
Not really sure how many are available, but if the crowd is anything like tonight, it's sparse pickings, at least in the grandstands. And that berm is just about tapped out as well. Looks like they're out to see a concert there to the right of the Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union soundstage.
Packed in over there like sardines.
There they are. Blankets in full force, some standing on the backside as well. Some sitting on the edge of the brick. That's a good spot as well. Was there a couple times as a fan before getting the gig here at the USPBL. Just 1 out, bases juiced, trying to take advantage against Jackson Hicks, who's been on point here today. The Mammoths up 2-0 in this game as well. Malik Barrington trying to hammer things back home. Here's the 1-2. Tough pitch to hit, and he waved and missed at it.
That should take off some pressure from Jackson and the Mammoths. 2 outs now. Now you have a out anywhere on the infield. Just got to keep it on the dirt. Anything in the outfield has to be caught.
Rutledge, 4 for 29 to begin his USPBL career. He struck out back in the third inning. One of 2 strikeout victims in the third. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 here in the fourth for Jackson Hicks. And given all that, his pitch count creeping up a bit higher than it was, but still reasonable at 60. That one pulled back in for strike 1.
The reason why he's has such a decent pitch count now, even with the bases loaded and having a couple walked batters, is because he's made some quick work in the first 3 innings of this game, and he's just been lights out up until this point.
The 2-1. Fastball away. 3-1. That's the one thing here in the fourth inning. He fell behind Verdejo, 3-1. Walked Celaya as well, and now has fallen behind Collier Rutledge with no room at the end. 3-1. Ouch. Where was that for Jackson Hicks? He can't believe it. But regardless, the lead is split in half as Verdejo scores.
Close pitch on the outside corner. Jackson didn't like that one, and now the skipper is going to come out and have a little talk with Jackson.
It's Taylor Jellikowski taking the mound visit here. Him and John Dombrowski, the 2 co-managers for the Westside Woolly Mammoths this year. So that's a difference of a 3-2 count as opposed to a walk for Jackson Hicks as he tries to claw back into this one. And this is what, on the flip side, this Beavers offense needed. Something to roll their way.
Perfect opportunity to take the lead or possibly tie it for Tyler Blom. He's got the runners on every rock right now.
Swing and a miss at the fastball at 91. It's LeBoy now on third, Celaya on second, and Rutledge over at first base. The 0-1. Another big swing. Same result. Blom started that mini rally back in the third inning where it looked like the Beavers might break through for at least one. He was hit by a pitch, and then the single by Bignaski sent him to third. 0-2 swing and a miss. Big time K for Jackson Hicks. Technically, he strikes out the side here in the fourth despite giving up a couple walks and a single to score the game's first run for the Beavers. Well, you could win $250 and 4 tickets to the USPBL Championship game. Send it to Chelsea Estes now. Well, I apologize for some communication issues on my end there. It's PD Pickup who wins your Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers race here today. And now to Chelsea Estes. You can win $250 plus 4 tickets to the USPBL Championship game. Text Chevy Detroit to 555-888. Again, that's Chevy Detroit to 555-888. Visit ChevyDetroit.com/USPBL for the official rules of that contest. Malik Barrington on for his 5th inning of work here today. 4 straight outs for Malik. Ground out, strikeout, pop out. Has really done a nice job to reel things back in, and now certainly some light at the end of the tunnel. It's a 2-1 game as his offense got another on the board. They could have had maybe a couple more runs as the bases were loaded with 2 outs, but we saw Jackson Hicks really bear down and get 3 hearty fastballs to strike out Tyler Blom. As Caruso, McGee, and Horner will face Barrington. That's the bottom of the order, brought to you by Zach Hart Agency here today.
Nick Caruso in his last at bat had some good piece of opposite field hitting to drive in a run for the Woolly Mammoths, and only was a single. He tried to stretch it into a double, but got gunned down from LeBoy to Bagneski on the relay.
It's already the 4th hit of his professional career, looking for number 5 here, but there is Christian LeBoy for the 5th straight out quietly for that man.
Another good piece of opposite field hitting. That one just not falling that time for Nick Caruso. Showing that he can hit to all parts of the field, which is uncommon nowadays.
Sure is. You see all the shifts going on in Major League Baseball and beyond. First pitch fastball to McGee in for strike 1. So the velocity not quite where it was for Barrington in his last start. We saw as much as 94. His average tick up to around 90. He's been right around there, 89, 90, 91.
Last 2 innings, he's had some pretty solid innings of work and keeping his pitch count a little lower because of those 3 quick innings.
0-2, fastball away. One of the best fastballs we've seen so far tonight at 92. Maybe a bit too much spin on that one as it landed outside of the strike zone. Everybody back on the infield with this power hitter at the plate. Fairly straight up on him as well. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's 5 strikeouts now for Barrington. Malik checking into place. 7 walks, 22 strikeouts. Good enough for 10 strikeouts per 9.
That was a big out to get out Spencer McGee. Week 1 player the batter of the week. So it seems like it's been forever ago, but
doesn't it?
Yeah. About to head to the halfway point next week.
Yep, the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby on Saturday. Would love to see out for that one here at Jimmy John's Field. You got some guys, Lamar Briggs, McGee maybe. Drew Galassi is going to be the one to watch in that. If you're on the berm, buy a ticket. You're going to catch a few balls probably from Drew. This one is in for strike 1. We've seen him already hit one over that berm in right field. 386 feet.
Yeah, that's good in any ballpark.
And that's one of the highest 386-foot blasts you'll ever see as well. Here's a line drive, lifted to left, chasing Verdejo back. He's not going to get it.
Speaking of home runs.
Way out of here for Colton Horner, his first of the year. And just like that, Westside gains the run back.
We were just talking about home run talk. Maybe we should say that a little bit more often.
Now Horner joining the party. Jumped on the breaking ball that just stayed middle in. 33rd home run this year. Overall in the league, 10th for the Mammoths. The Unicorns leading the charge with 13. 7 of those from Galassi, as we mentioned in the pregame show. He's hitting a cool 395, 930 slugging percentage. It's been quite the effort by Drew so far.
Just hitting everything in sight.
Strike 2 on the fastball, and Barrington 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning here. McFarland bodies that one up like a catcher, able to keep it in front for the 3rd out. Here in the 5th inning, fly ball, strikeout, home run, pop out the line against Barrington, and now it's 3-1 Westside.
Attention, Michigan, there is absolutely no need to drive all over town searching for new flooring. When the Carpet Guys will come to your house on your schedule, we'll bring our store to your door so you can shop in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And you'll love our huge selection. Buy right now with interest-free financing for up to 4 years. You can carpet your entire home for as little as $11.99 per month. Let the Carpet Guys take the stress out of buying new flooring. Call for a free in-house shopping experience today.
Be wise, call the Carpet Guys at 855 for my guys.
Times are tough right now. It feels like the bottom of the 9th and we're down by 2. But we've seen tough times before. And just like baseball has always been more than just a game, Chief Financial Credit Union is more than money. So it might be the bottom of the 9th, but we're the home team, and we've got runners on base. Batter up, America. It's time to play ball.
Jeremy and Nick back with you here from Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica, Michigan. Glad you could tune in. Boy, is it a beautiful day for baseball here today. As perfect as you're going to get on a July evening, 74 degrees here at game time. Probably going to cool off to around 63 or so when the sun fully goes down. Nice sunset starting to commence already here.
We're rocking at a nice 70 right now.
70 on the dot, huh?
70 on the dot.
Jackson Hicks is back out there. I'm sure he won't be happy with that 4th inning. Walk, single, walk, all with 1 out. And then he struck out Nafi Mercedes, gave up the RBI walk to Collier Rutledge, but blew some fastballs by Tyler Blom in big fashion to get out of the inning nearly unscathed. That one off the plate outside.
Bagniski and LeBoy, the only 2 Beaver hits so far today. Bagniski getting his. Loop single.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Just looking at Galassi's numbers again, talk about kind of spraying it to all fields. I mean, not quite, but he's 50% pull, 26% to dead center, and 21% to left. That's still pretty good for an outright power hitter who can bomb the ball to the pull field.
He's definitely got some big league potential. Something that scouts look for is the ability to hit the ball to all parts of the field. And with power, too.
1-2, trying to dust the splitter on the outer edges. Bagneski lays off a tight pitch. That one really hasn't been in favor of the pitchers so far here tonight. 2-2, low and in under the fastball there. 3-2 now. The 3-2 arching swing and a miss by Connor for strike 3. WRC Plus is another analytics stat. There's a lot of math involved with it, but it basically weights home runs and extra base hits a bit higher than, other statistics. His WRC Plus is 340. well above league average. Kind of how you see it's kind of almost like attributing how valuable a hitter is. The league average is 100. And Drew Galassi is nearly 350 to give you an average.
Almost 3.5 times that. Wow. That just shows you how good of a hitter Galassi is, and he's been able to hit anything. Fastball, off speed, all parts of the field with power. Guy's the real deal.
It's off the noggin of Colton Horner, and home plate umpire. And that mutual respect will give him some extra seconds to blow here. Fly ball percentage of 47%. And I guess the only way you want that high is if you're hitting it out of the ballpark in a 930 slugging percentage for Drew Galassi. Looking forward to seeing him again tomorrow in the doubleheader for the Utica Unicorns. 2 home runs the other day on Wednesday, a single and an RBI yesterday. You're almost disappointed when he doesn't hit it out of the ballpark these days. Or when any Unicorn doesn't. Leading the league in home runs, checking into play tonight. The 1-2 splitter just missed the outside corner. 8 strikeouts so far for Jackson Hicks. Could this be number 9? Yes.
Yep. And Keyshawn Lynch giving a quick glare to the umpire saying, no way.
And in general, he has a pretty good eye. Checking into the game, 10 walks to 10 strikeouts. That's now 10 walks to 12 strikeouts. And Taylor Jellikowski will take a visit to the mound. 77 pitches deep for Jackson Hicks. And you can see he doesn't want to give up the baseball. An ultra competitor will give way to the bullpen. So Jackson strikes out 9, the most in a USPBL uniform for him thus far. Back with a pitching change after this on the USPBL network.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
It's Mr. Bridenthal taking over on the mound here for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, a one-time Eastside Diamond Hopper to start the year. His contract transferred over to the Mammoths kind of midway through. Checks in 9 innings on the mound, 5 runs given up, 4 of them earned, 2 walks to 4 strikeouts thus far. Comes in a huge spot, Nick, to face a powerful hitter who's already struck out twice here tonight, and maybe that's why Jackson Hicks doesn't face him a third time. I mean, you can only strike fire a few times right before a guy like this tries to burn you.
You can only poke the bear for so long until it wakes up.
Great look at the fans that have shown up here tonight. Packed grandstands, packed berm. We want to see you the next couple days. You get 2 for the price of 1 tomorrow if you show up at 5:30. USPBL.com for tickets. First pitch to McFarland. Slider wipes out on him. 0-1.
So Mr. Breidenthal's got a splitter, a 4-seam, a 2-seam curveball, which kind of looks like a slider in his arsenal.
The 0-1.
And what's interesting is his 4-seam fastball is his highest put-away pitch. Likes to zoom it past the batters.
Infield back with 2 outs and nobody on. Trying to strike out the side, combined with Hicks. Paints it outside. The fastball at 87 there.
It's very unlike Travis McFarland to go down on K's so far, not put bat on ball so far in this game. But we're supposed to see that. And here it is, a 3rd time. Wow.
Tough pitches to Travis McFarland, and he has the hat trick here tonight. Strikeout in the 1st, in the 4th, and now the 5th. And Johnny Bridenthal with a wry smile. Yes, he gets out of this unscathed.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Well, we want to send a big congratulations to a USPBL graduate, if you will, Nolan Clenny. Big part of the Utica Unicorns last year in their quest for another championship, signed by the New York Mets in the last couple days. Moved on to the Gary Railcats in Indiana this year. Had a .89 ERA through 20 1/3 innings. Had walked just 3, struck out 26. Those numbers very much like last year here in the USPBL as well. I mean, he finished with a 1.48 ERA. That's just because of a couple bumps on the road down the way, but he did a really nice job as the closer for Jim Essien. He threw 30 1/3 innings here in the USPBL last year. 8 walks to 44 strikeouts, a 1.48 ERA. One of the nicer guys you'll talk to. You love to see those guys move on. Another local product out of Detroit Catholic Central as well. So congratulations to Nolan Clenny. I look forward to watching you in the New York Mets organization. First pitch outside to Lamar Briggs. 1-0.
You always love to see good things happen to good people, especially when they work hard, especially like Malik Barrington has been doing here at the USPBL, along with Jackson Hicks, getting here early, like you said. And I'm hoping that happens to both of them as well, because you hate to see so much hard work and not get recognized.
It's interesting, isn't it now? Who would have thought that maybe the way this game started in the second inning that Malik Barrington would outlive Jackson Hicks? That is the case right now. And a lot of credit to Barrington. He did give up a solo shot with 2 outs in the 5th, but before that he had retired 5 straight Mammoths. Just 1 base runner in the 3rd. It was an error. So you throw away the second. It wasn't even that long of an inning. 5 batters, 2 runs. The first 3 reached. Still trying to keep his team alive in this game as Ed Cuevas warms up. That's another arm to look out for as somebody who could make it to the next level. And it's around this point, at least for the guys who have been here since the beginning of the season, and we've seen obviously some trickle in, some trickle out. That's the nature of minor league / independent baseball, as Lamar Briggs is able to coax a leadoff walk, but it's now when they start to get those delivery value system tweaks. That's a system that is created by Justin Orenduff. A lot of high-speed cameras looking at every angle of your delivery as a pitcher. Gives you a automatic score, you know, kind of based off how you're maximizing your velocity, what you get out of your pitches, and also the injury risk that you're presenting. Justin was in the press box before the game here today. He was doing a study that just ended, obviously, with the College World Series wrapping up as well. Trevor McKinley at the plate with the runner on first and no outs. The pitch is low and in, and Justin concluded, after watching all, if not most of the arms, that I believe was it 43%, I think he said, of arms tracked. 44, says
44, yeah.
Matt Snyder to our left, are at a DVS score that indicates maybe in 3 or less years that there could be some injuries there, high injury risk. This one golfed and lasered into right. LeBoy has trouble. That's going to cause Briggs to move to third. McKinley trying to advance to second. The ball gets away again, and that's going to hop into the dugout and create an automatic run, and McKinley heading to third. What a wild play that was.
A series of unfortunate events for the Beavers there, as a sort of routine play out there in right field wasn't fielded cleanly, and then a cutoff that should have been hit.
Yeah, possibly 2 errors on that play. I mean, it was bobbled by LeBoy in right, which allowed both base runners to advance, because Briggs probably stopping at second base. If it wasn't for the bobble, he beelined to third, and then the errant throw jarred it into the dugout, which again allowed a run that wouldn't have scored and another base runner to advance. Looks like they have just ruled it 1 error, but I think it should be 2. Runner on third base here with no outs. In a 4-1 game, the infielders are in. Mercedes, Lynch, Bagneski, and McFarland left to right across the diamond. Wipeout pitch there, gets away. Close play at the plate. Diving is Barrington. Not in time, though, as McKinley somehow slivers his way in.
A solid bang-bang play at the plate. Barrington not happy about it. McKinley scraping off some of the dust that he's got on his arms.
What an effort by Malik. We've already seen it on the pop-up as well. Well in foul territory. He ran a long way to try to get that one as well. Trying to get a second look on our YouTube monitor. Boy, that was bang-bang. Tough to tell because the way that McKinley was coming in as well, his knees were almost down, and it could have been that his knee touched home plate before the hands would, which I guess conventionally wouldn't be the way you want to do it, but it worked out.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Here's the 1-2, loop to left. That's going to hook its way foul. Also hearing the whisper in my ear from PJ Grudowski, our director here tonight, that Malik was also holding his hand. So I'm not sure if he got cleated or just kind of got caught up in one of the knees of Trevor McKinley sliding home. He's still out there, though.
The dirt's also not too soft either. That could also cut up your skin, and it's not uncommon for a baseball player to have cut up knees or cut up arms when they're diving into places.
There's the first out in what's been a weird inning. I mean, you look at the 2 errors. It started with a walk and then a single, and 2 runs have already come in, and Jalen Smith has struck out. So you look at the scorebook, and you're like, what in the world happened? But at first, it was the walk by Briggs. He standed at first. The bobble by LeBoy in right that allowed Briggs to make the turn at second and go to third. And then the errant throw when he was on third went into the dugout, which allowed the run to score. That probably will be ruled a single on a tough play up the middle here in the 6th. But regardless, it continues with just 1 out in the inning. Ed Campanella will take a mound visit, and it looks like that'll be it for Malik Barrington. He throws 85 pitches here tonight, and certainly the line score will not reflect his effort. 5 runs given up. He does strike out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters here tonight, and he really reeled things back in after he'd given up 2 runs in the second. At one point retired 5 straight batters and gets a nice round of applause here tonight. The Mammoths trying to continue to extend their lead. Back with the new pitcher after this, it's Ed Cuevas on the USPBL Network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Crowd doing a little YMCA action here tonight. Johnny G put it the best. We got a lot of cheer dancers here tonight. A new term to me, but I like it. Your public address announcer here at the USPBL. I always get lost at the C. That's the hardest transition from the Y to the M to the C. The A's easy, but I don't know. C always messes me up.
You also have to do it in a way that other people, if you're looking at you, can read it. It's like if you're doing it as a mirror. I don't know.
That's why we're up here and not out there, right?
We're not the professional cheer dancers.
Yep, that usher's showing them how. Ed Cuevas on the mound for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Walk to Lamar Briggs, single to Trevor McKinley. 2 runs have been plated, mostly on errors. Probably could be first and second with 1 out. I mean, I guess it would be more so bases loaded now with Logan Herring reaching after the strikeout by Jalen Smith. But regardless, it's 5-1, but another good arm coming in relief here.
Ed Cuevas coming in with his changeup, 2-seam, and a slider in his arsenal to face Adrian the Guzler.
5 walks to 13 strikeouts through 10 2/3 innings for Ed. Good amount of innings out of the bullpen so far. Decent lead for Herring. This one shot to left for Dejo for the second out.
That was a nice shot by the Guzman. Except his right to Roy Verdejo, and now there's 2 outs.
Caruso, the last shot. He was a part of the second, or actually the first run of the ball game when he drove in Logan Herring, a single that he tried to stretch into a double. The sun really just starting to set here at Jimmy John's Field. 8:58. As the fastball at 88 spiked by Cuevas, and Herring read it right away. Right around that time of the year where you got to really relish how long these days are, because unfortunately it's back to the other direction as of, what, a couple weeks ago or a week ago?
Yep. Just had the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, back in June 20th, 21st, those days. It's always fun when you're a kid, being able to play outside for a little bit longer because, hey, when you have to come home when the sun goes down, that's when it's time to go. Well, you relish those days, like you said.
I remember really trying to drag out those wiffle ball games. Sometimes we'd put the headlights out onto our little field in the backyard. 1-1 on the ground, cut off by Mercedes. Nice job for the third out off a nice scoop as well by Travis McFarland over at first. Cuevas able to strand the lone base runner. He inherits here in the 6th inning. It's a 5-1 Mammoths lead, which feels pretty large right now.
I'm all in. all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
The Carpet Guys give you warehouse direct pricing that will knock your socks off.
Now at the Carpet Guys, you get 4 years interest-free financing.
Let the Carpet Guys bring the store to your door with prices that will knock your socks off. Be wise and call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS.
Shake it off, a middle innings tradition here at Jimmy John's Field as we cross the 9 o'clock hour exactly here tonight. We are dealing with the 2.5-hour time limit once again here tonight. First pitch was what, 7:13? So still a bit away from that as Johnny Bridenthal looks for his first full inning of work. He, along with Jackson Hicks, in the 5th inning, struck out the side combined, and that was the top of the order as well. Bagneski, Lynch, and McFarland. You could just feel that that was an important inning on a number of fronts because Jackson Hicks was really shaky for the first time here tonight in the 4th, where he allowed 3 straight base runners. The walk to Verdejo, the single by LeBoy, and the walk to Celaya. And the only run allowed was Collier Rutledge, but you kind of felt if the Mammoths were going to totally turn things around, it was either going to be in that 4th or maybe in the 5th, trying to carry some momentum over. Weren't able to do that against some solid pitchers as Bridenthal continues what's now been a stretch of 5 straight outs, 4 of them being strikeouts. We apologize for our technical difficulties here tonight on Facebook and Twitch. Try to get that ironed out for the doubleheader tomorrow. But if you knew anybody trying to watch on those platforms, tell them to slide on over to YouTube. Been good and smooth sailing there ever since. We thank you for sticking with us as well. Single by Christian LeBoy back in the 4th inning, also grounded out in the 2nd. As that curveball remains outside, 1-0.
A very low hitting game for both sides, but LeBoy accounting for only 1 of the 2 hits today for the Beavers.
1-0, second straight splitter actually. That last pitch was the splitter, and there it is again. The first one had a bit more movement on it. That one just kind of floating in. Swing and a miss.
Big hack.
Charge up on that fastball there at 90.
This late in the game, Christian's got to be thinking, got to put some more runs on the board for the ball club. He looks at a ball there low. And he's got to be able to work the count in his favor. Now it's the even. Get on base for some of the next batters down the road, Celaya and Mercedes, the coming batters. And get something going here against Bridenthal.
2-2, fastball just away. Full count on Christian LeBoy now.
Working his way from a 1-2 now into a full count. And Bridenthal loses LeBoy. Now the Beavers have something positive going for them.
Celaya with a walk himself back in the 4th inning.
looks at first pitch strike on the outside corner.
That's what's kind of led to some of these rallies, the lack of first pitch strikes in those particular innings. You see the runner now possibly on second base. Yes. Good read by LeBoy. The only way he was going to reach second base, as Colton Horner had a bit of trouble with it. Celaya, Mercedes, Rutledge, 6, 7, 8. And your Zach Hart agency order here in the 6th inning. And Horner wants to discuss the happenings with Bridenthal here. Maybe just a sign thing there. No real action in either bullpen right now. There's a bit of stirring in the Beavers pen. We've already seen Cuevas come in. He'll likely come out for the 7th. Now the 1-1 spiked. Boy, almost impossible for Horner to try to block that one. Took a big hop on him as well. And now LeBoy standing on third base here.
Now the skipper for the Mammoths is going to come out and take a look at Bridenthal, make sure he's okay. There's some wicked googly pitches and making sure it's nothing wrong with his arm. Could also be overcompensating on the spin rotation too.
Say hello to Shane Solomon watching at home, Maria Briggs, Michelle Tobarg, all chiming in on our YouTube stream here tonight. We thank you all for watching. Love to see you tomorrow for a 5:30 start in that doubleheader between the Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns. Now the 2-1. 3-1 on Celaya. Second time he has worked a 3-ball count and back-to-back at-bats here. (3-1) inside. Runners on the corners with one out.
Celaya now working both his last 2 at-bats and drawing walks in both of them, and now Nafi Mercedes has a chance to minimize the lead of the Mammoths with runners on the corners.
First pitch to Mercedes, the fastball in at 89. You can kind of feel this game shifting, the temperature dropping as well. Just doesn't have the same quick pitching duel type of feel when Hicks and Barrington were going at it here tonight.
The tempos certainly have changed from the relievers coming in. Bridenthal and Cuevas both changing the pace of this game, whether it was from them or the sun going down and everybody's getting the sleepies. I don't know.
Fans waiting for some more fireworks here tonight. 2 opportunities for that this week.
Twice the fireworks, twice the fun.
1-2 chopped foul. And right around now, I guess is one of those days, a couple days before 4th of July, a Friday, where probably on your way home you're able to see some sprinkled in elsewhere as well. I've been hearing them around my house quite a bit for the last couple weeks. It's when you know a holiday is nearing, right? 1-2 is low.
It's one of the fun, cheery times of the year. Some nice barbecuing going on this weekend, wherever the destination is. Show them some American patriotism wherever you're at.
Maybe the end result is here for some. The 2-2. Another fastball poured in and looped foul. Back-to-back walks has put runners on first and third. Looking to get that second out here in the 6th inning. Away. Brightenfall facing just one batter in the 5th inning. He was able to strike out Travis McFarland, who has struck out 3 times here tonight. Big sigh of relief certainly for the Mammoths side. Trying to snap in the curveball. It went inside, and now that's 3 straight walks here in the 6th inning.
That looked like a breaking ball that just got left hung up.
Kyle Luger, Colin Ledbetter, 2 also arms we thought we might see actually ahead of Brightenthal here tonight. But maybe Taylor Jellikowski realizing if he had to lift Hicks in the 5th, probably was going to have to slot at least one more arm in besides those 2. Luger has only thrown 1 inning this year. It was a clean inning. Where he struck out a couple batters. 0-1 away to Collier Rutledge. He had a walk and an RBI back in the 4th. Has since produced the only run. There's Ledbetter getting the band out. A lot of guys in the USPBL credit that band for more strength and longevity. Whistled on the first baseline and fair. 1 run is around to score. The 2nd is cruising its way in. The 3rd being waved around by Campanella. Chugging around the bag and sliding in. And now a little pickle will lead to safe at 3rd base. What a sequence. LaBoy, Salaya, Mercedes all cash in on the double by Collier Rutledge.
Rutledge had an amazing hit down the line, just staying fair. They could be a first triple this season in the USPBL League so far this year. Getting word from our director, PJ, that could be the first triple of the season by any team, by any player for 2021. So congratulations, Collier, on hitting one down the right field line in one of the only spots in this ballpark that you could probably get a triple.
And the only reason why I kind of hesitated, and I'll admit I was kind of watching the runners the whole time as they came around, but it's because whenever you see a pickle, you kind of wonder, you know, what caused that. But it was clean down the first base line. It kind of went in that area where it's tough to know how to play the baseball if you're the right fielder or the left fielder. Kind of the same action down both lines. The dugouts jut deep down their respective lines and then kind of meet with the bullpen wall, which juts out in a little triangle. As Jalen Smith stops that, Ponders going home, nearly cost him the out at first. But how about the Beavers? Here in the 6th inning, they've tied the ball game. So an RBI ground out for Tyler Blom. And now back to the top of the order to Bagnuski. And quietly, this is the 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. They did that as well back in the 4th, which led to the game's first run for the Beavers at that time. That one lands on the corner for strike 1. Bagneski, the 8th strikeout victim for Jackson Hicks. He had 9 total. That was back in the 5th inning where he combined with this man, Brightenthal, to strike out the side as the splitter reigns inside. There's just something fun about seeing the bases clear and the hitter in that case. Rutledge making it to third base. Some exciting brand of baseball is. I think Bagneski thought that had a chance to hit him. The action on the fastball reigns inside, 2-1.
It's good to see. It's just so satisfying seeing the bases being cleared, and then the person who cleared the bases also getting cleared as well. This one's lifted in the air to left field. This might drop.
Yeah, that's trouble territory. Just fair. Boy, it nearly bounced the chalk and bounced out of play, or maybe stuck in the bullpen fence. That's what it looks like down the left field line as Bauer puts both hands up, and it's a ground rule double for Connor Bagneski.
Now the Beavers working both sides of the lines here in this inning. A triple from Rutledge and now the double from Bagneski.
I think you could kind of see a little half smile there from Ed Campanella, the Beavers skipper. He knew this offense had potential. They haven't really fully broken out. I mean, the closest we've seen to it was that 5-homer game what was that, week 1 or week 2 of this season? Either way.
A 10-1 victory, yeah.
164 team average coming into the game today, just 44 walks to 118 strikeouts.
They're certainly due for success. Ripe for some extra base hits, some exciting plate appearances, and now they've tied this one here late in the 6th.
So that's a walk rate of 11, which is right around league average. Actually, it is right at 11, but a strikeout rate of 29.6%. 1/3 of the time. This one, a line drive carrying on Lamar Briggs to right center field. His speed and trackability, able to track that one down. It's a huge inning. Probably one of the best of the year besides that 3-home run inning and that 5-homer game by the Beavers as they sent 8 to the plate and cash this game in. We're tied at 5-5.
Whenever my family wants to enjoy the great outdoors, we pack up my Chevy Blazer and go camping in style. It looks great, and with the cargo management system, we can bring all the comforts of home away from home. Plus, with available 4G LTE Wi-Fi, the kids can still stay connected with friends. Thanks to my Blazer, roughing it isn't rough at all.
Lease a 2021 Blazer 2 LT for just $219 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. We got Batman out in the field facing Riddler's minions out there. That's some superhero action here tonight. Gotham would be proud. Jimmy John's Field is proud as some oohing and ahs from the crowd here. Some impressive combative moves from Mr. Batman himself. And a round of applause for our Gotham superhero. Fairy Tale Entertainment, responsible for that production. And now Ed Cuevas back for the Beavers on the mound here in the top of the 7th. He got a fly out and a ground out on 4 pitches in his previous inning, inheriting the mound after Malik Barrington.
So Cuevas back out there for his second inning in total, first full inning of work potentially here in the 7th. Boy, that's one sign that, there's a lot more people in the stands. I had to hike upstairs to the bathroom. So it was a death sprint up and down. Spencer McGee will lift that one out of play. Did I miss a performance by Batman out there?
Batman was out there.
Seriously?
He was out there. He was battling the Riddler's minions.
Oh, no.
He's making Gotham and Jimmy John's Field proud.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball high at 88.
Our favorite bat-themed vigilante getting his reps in, too.
One fastball high, 87 mile an hour fastball. Cuevas able to come in the 6th, strand a runner on second base. That's Logan Herring after 2 runs. We're already in for the Mammoths, and it felt pretty bleak at that point, just based off what Malik Barrington had done in this game. It appeared that it might be over. 5-1 felt like a really big lead. And part of that, and you can kind of see it on the face of Barrington, pretty frustrated. I mean, frustrated that he didn't maybe get a couple calls as Norberto Navarro pinch runs over at first. But in general, again, we said it as Barrington kind of departed, the line won't match kind of his effort here tonight. And what he was able to do after giving up those 2 runs, was able to battle back and make a game of it after it was just 2-0 right there.
Yeah, for sure. Effort and attitude are very contagious things, and Malik Barrington was showing some great effort and attitude, and now his team taking over. And there's some commotion going over at first base. It might be the bag is a little loose.
They might have to get a new base over there. I don't know.
Now
Taylor Jellikowski tried.
Pleading the case and get some grounds crew out there.
Norberto Navarro trying to do his best grounds crew impression over there as well. Reminder, in this short break, you can chime in with us on YouTube. We are unfortunately not streaming on Facebook and Twitch here tonight. We tried, but it was kind of interrupting our YouTube stream as well. So if you know anybody that was trying to track us down on the other 2 platforms, tell them to tune in here on YouTube. Happy early 4th of July to everyone watching here tonight as well, as we await what probably is the arrival of a new base here tonight. Did it come straight off the, yeah, looks like it came straight off the little stanchion that goes into the ground.
Now it's literally just a white bag just sitting on the dirt.
Back in the extreme Little League days when you have the cushiony bases that don't really...
They don't do much. It's just the pillows out there with dirt on it.
Literally.
There were literally bags. They felt like the flour bags.
Cuevas trying to stay loose here as the new base is not quite out. And as they sort this out, we'll step aside. Hopefully we have a new first base when we get back here on the USPBL network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood Because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Only at your Chevrolet certified service dealer do you get tires engineered specifically for your vehicle and a price match guarantee.
With our tire price match guarantee, if you find a better price within 30 days of purchase, we'll refund the difference. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
The sounds of Sweet Caroline echoing through the ballpark, the fans getting into it, waving their arms in between when play stopped and getting a new first base. It's sets and ready to go as this one is bobbled up the middle. Firing over to first. Got him. Wow. How about that double play? Quick exchange from Keyshawn Lynch and Connor Begneski. As it's quickly 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And now Trent Bauer will come up for the 4th time today. Strikeout, pop out, pop out. Bats in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th innings. 5 runs off 6 hits and no errors for the Westside. 5 runs off 4 hits and 2 errors on the other end for the Beavers. As that fastball slides in for strike 1. Sometimes that's the toughest for the pitcher there, that long delay for Cuevas and company. He was able to throw a couple warm-up pitches after it had been a minute and then 2 minutes, maybe going on a 3-minute delay or so. Feels like a long time, certainly as a player, as you just kind of stare out there at each other. 0-1. Good breaking ball as he swings and misses at it. Jeremy Otto alongside Nick Matthews to bring you the call here tonight on the USPBL Network. So glad you could tune in. 74 degrees at game time. It's cooled off to probably around 68 at this point. Here's the 0-2. Ouch. He hit Trent Bauer up high.
Looks like the shoulder blade. Maybe even the trap.
Obviously no intent there, and an 0-2 count with 2 outs as well. Here in the 7th. And now Lamar Briggs, a guy that you don't want to see come up in a tie game if you're the Beavers right now after you did so much work in the bottom half of inning number 6 to get it to this point. Walk, 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 double, or triple, however you want to score it. It might go into the books as a triple, just a little bit funky given the pickle scenario as well and having to dive away from the third baseman in the end. Another changeup buckles its way into Lamar Briggs, who's been pretty successful getting on base here tonight. Single, error, walk, run scored in his last at-bat in the 6th.
All he needs is a hit by pitch. Now he can get every way possible to get on base.
Right back to Cuevas. Sure-handed glove. And speeds his way over to first base for the 3rd out here in the 7th. Really nice job on the defensive end. Bagneski, Lynch, and McFarland capping that off with a double play here in the 7th inning. Time for your 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Genesis Credit Union here today. Time as well for Take Me Out to the Ball Game here on the USPBL Network. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Well, if you're the Beavers, they say let's get some runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning when we get back on the USPBL Network.
There's nothing better than a ball game at Jimmy John's Field and a cold beer from Midland Brewing Company. Hi, I'm Kyle, the head brewer at Midland Brewing Company, here to wish you a stellar time making memories at Jimmy John's Field. And we hope that you're living it up with a Copper Harbor Ale in your cup. You can find more of our selections here at the ballpark and around town at your favorite bottle shops too. We hope you have a ball at the game, and remember, enjoy responsibly. Let's play ball.
Colin Ledbetter takes over on the bump here for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. A rough inning for Bridenthal in the 6th. He retired the first man he saw, and that was back-to-back after kind of completing the strikeout to side with Jackson Hicks in the 5th, taking over for one batter by McFarland. Then it was LeBoy with the walk, Salaya with the walk, Mercedes with the walk, and the bases clearing hit by Collier. Rutledge, the RBI ground out by Tyler Blom, scored one more, and all of a sudden we were back to square one and tied at 5. So for Ledbetter here, looking to hold it. 7 1/3 innings of work so far for him. He's given up 5 runs, just 3 of them earned. 6 walks to 7 strikeouts for this right-hander. Him and Kyle Luger are 2 arms we expected to see here tonight. Donovan Thacker likely getting the start on Sunday. He'll go against A.J. Coleman for the Beavers, an exciting pitcher in his own right for different reasons, obviously. Much more of a spin, command, control guy who's able to move it around the quadrants of the strike zone.
Ledbetter in his arsenal's got a 2-seamer, a slider, and a changeup for those that are looking out for the pitches.
Really nice clear sky here tonight. Some red coming from the sunset just over the trees in left field. Kind of where the gap is between some of the taller trees and the shorter ones here at Jimmy John's Field in left field. There's McFarland, Verdejo, and LeBoy. Your Zach Hart agency, 3 men due up. Nearly hits.
Very pretty sky.
McFarland, yes. Not a cloud in sight here tonight. McFarland has the hat trick so far here tonight. 3 strikeouts, all of them swinging. We hear some fireworks in the distance.
It's that time.
Don't quite see them. Maybe they're behind us. I know there's are some venues / parks around the state that are doing fireworks tonight.
There's one over on 23 Mile.
Is there?
Yeah, there's one last night, and they had a great show. I even saw on social media that there was even an eagle.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's cool.
They had a red, white, and blue eagle firework, and it was pretty sweet.
Huh. This one chopped fouled on the third base line. I believe Kensington Metro Park out in the Brighton area is doing theirs tonight. St. Clair Shores, are they doing theirs tonight? They usually do it around this time, if they're doing them again this year. Local city, not too far from the ballpark. Here's the 2-2. Chop back.
I think even in the past, Stony Creek's had some.
Yeah. The Metro Parks usually do a couple shows. I heard that in the radio coming in. Good battle for McFarland.
Yeah, Stony Creek's, like you said, Kensington is actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah.
Stony Creek tonight?
Stony Creek happened June 30th, 2 days ago.
Gotcha.
And there's even some fireworks tonight at Kensington, too.
3-2, snakes inside, and McFarland has to breathe a sigh of relief. He doesn't strike out for the 4th time. And now Roy Verdejo will check in.
Verdejo, one of those Beaver runs today.
And that was back in the 4th inning after his one-out walk. Slings in the fastball. Good pickup by Horner. Boy, I tell you, Horner and Tyler Blom have gotten their fill on balls in the dirt here tonight. Get the ice baths out. Don't have to play again until Sunday. And for Horner, he'll likely get the day off at least behind the plate. Him and Caruso are going to split time. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0.
Some other players that might need an ice bath or just at least some ice on their arms. Jackson Hicks, Malik Barrington, even Adrian Guzman, the shortstop.
Especially early. 3 ground balls in the first 2 innings for Adrian Guzman. That hits the knee protector, and Horner will see McFarland edge second base there. This 7th inning brought to you by Valpak here tonight. Horner has also made quite a few of those visits to the mound as well. He's seen Hicks, Bridenthal, and now Ledbetter, and it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Roy Verdejo here. On a 3-0 count.
Well, that's interesting, but I can also see the point of Colin trying to make it easier for his defense instead of having a runner on second base with nobody out and trying to force an out to Roy Verdejo. Now Roy Verdejo taking an impressive lead over there at first with nobody holding him. But now it gives his defense an opportunity to turn a double play and get 2 outs here instead of struggling to get 1.
First pitch to LeBoy. Off speed in for strike 1. McFarland on second, Verdejo on first. They both walked, a plague of walks in the last 2 innings for Mammoths pitchers. As again, that slides inside. Well, when it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA, from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. One and one on LeBoy. Chiseled into the glove of Smith. Boy, he probably saved a run there. Take an aggressive turn around third anyway is McFarland as he takes a splash.
He might have did that a little bit on purpose. He kind of enjoyed it a little too much. Wanted to show he got a little dirt on him today too.
Now Celaya, he's reached twice in his last couple at-bats, both via the walk. Infield in now for the McGee and Herring on the corners, Smith and Guzman up the middle. Who would have thought that would be the case just a couple innings ago for this Mammoths team? 1-0, popped him up. Could reach the stands, it will. Everybody watching to see if that baseball will come back down.
Some worried looks out there.
What a crowd here tonight. Nearly a full grandstands below us and to our left and right. The berm has been packed. Some people spotted in the suites, obviously, and the drink rails, and the several patios we have as well. 1-1, try to check it, he could not. That for strike 2. We are nearing the 2.5-hour time limit. It was a first pitch of 7:13 here tonight. So whether we start this 8th inning or not is going to be close.
And there it is. Elijah Celaya might know about the time limit rule and might be taking his time a little bit more.
Well, that is unless the game is still tied, because we will play out at least an 8th and 9th or whatever it takes, I guess, to break that time.
He'd be doing it in both the Beavers fashion. Ledbetter trying to speed it up. Celaya, if he is thinking about the 2.5-hour time limit, he's taking his time to draw out the time so he can actually drive in or run. If he does, that'd be gravy for the Beavers.
5-5 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 2-2 line drive, right field, going to hang up there for McKinley. It is going to score that go-ahead run potentially. Yes, sir! Sliding his way in is Travis McFarland. It's 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. And obviously our time has not quite expired yet.
It's exactly what Celaya wanted to do there.
Line drive, fly.
Line drive,
RBI.
fly. Sack fly, line drive, RBI. Chews up some of the time, and now we see some fireworks over M59.
I'm sure we'll see them more and more as it gets darker and darker here around the Metro Detroit area. First pitch to Mercedes. Boy, he tried to hold up. 0-1. Nafy Mercedes had to walk back in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1. Off the glove of Colton Horner. Well, geez, we're getting the Sandlot right now, not even on 4th of July.
That's right.
All we got to do is turn the lights off now, I guess.
Save some power and just let the fireworks do the work for us.
An iconic scene.
Classic movie for those who haven't seen it. It's definitely a one to watch. Even the Mammoths in their preseason video, just the Meet the Mammoths night, their whole concept of meeting the Mammoths was a scene from the movie Sandlot, when the great Hambino hits one over the wall and everybody is mad at him and throws their gloves. Said, great, thanks. Now we can't play no more.
Swing and a miss. Got to complete it with the run coming home. They will for the 3rd out here in the 7th inning. So it looks like we will have an 8th inning. Just getting by the time limit here, and the last steps potentially for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, or for the Mammoths, I beg your pardon, when we get back here on the USPBL Network.
Attention, Michigan, there is absolutely no need to drive all over town searching for new flooring. When the Carpet Guys will come to your house on your schedule, we'll bring our store to your door so you can shop in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And you'll love our huge selection. Buy right now with interest-free financing for up to 4 years. You can carpet your entire home for as little as $11.99 per month. Let the Carpet Guys take the stress out of buying new flooring. Call for a free in-house shopping experience today.
Be wise, call the Carpet Guys at 855 for my guys.
So we have confirmation just announced in the stadium that this will be the last inning of the contest here tonight. And it could be the last three batters you see if Cole Stanton is able to retire them in order, Nick.
That's right, Jeremy. If he does quick work with this Mammoth lineup, then we're going to be out of here, but not before the fireworks show.
Nick will catch up with our player of the game in our Auto Lab postgame show shortly. Right now, probably the leading candidate for that, I guess it's hard to say when you drive in the game untying run in a bit of uncharacteristic fashion, was a line drive sac fly RBI by Elijah Salaya that scored Travis McFarland. I mean,
there's a couple other
Collier
candidates.
Rutledge,
yeah.
I mean, is the reason they're in this game.
With that 3 RBI triple.
That tied the game at 5 back in the 6th inning. .345 is due up for this Mammoths team. McKinley, Smith, Herring, brought to you by Zach Hart Agency. We've seen a solo shot in the 5th. Some weirdness in the 6th where a couple errors led to the first 2 men scoring off a walk and a single. The very next man struck out, and then Herring singled as well. Stanton, the third arm used for the Beavers tonight. Barrington started. Cuevas relieved. And now Cole trying to get what would be a save here in the top of the 8th inning. McKinley takes a large rip and fouls it off. Stanton enters play here today, 11 1/3 innings on the mound, 3 walks to 12 strikeouts. Has not allowed an earned run, just 3 unearned runs to this point. So far, so good in the 8th.
4-seam fastball, slider, curveball for Stanton.
See some of the kids starting to make their way down towards the first base line for Kids Run the Bases, always a popular promotion. I have a feeling there's a lot of them.
A lot of them here tonight with their families for 4th of July weekend.
You never really realize how many kids there are until they all just stream out in the field. Some probably in the cabana suites for those birthday parties and other suites as well, but it's kind of cool to see them stream all the way out on the field at the end of the game.
Lots of fountain of youth just swarming the bases and just exerting all their energy. And then they're going to quickly rebound and say, hey, Mom, Dad, I got more energy. And, oh, great.
Can we go out for ice cream?
Right.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Well, the Beavers offense could use some ice cream after this one. One of those days, right?
Sprinkle worthy for sure.
The 1-2. Stanton with the curveball that time. Rains outside. 2-2 on Smith. He's 65% fastball, 29% slider, and 6.5% curveball on the pitch mix coming into tonight. 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. Trying to swipe that tag is Blom. We'll have to throw it over to first base for the second out here. That is the 7th strikeout combined for Beavers pitching here tonight. $11 for Hicks, Brynenthal, and Ledbetter, all put together for the Westside Woolly Mammoths on the pitching side. Good swing by Herring, and we've started to see him turn around. We talked about a little bit pre-game what it's been like for him, obviously competing in the NAI World Series this year, but thinking that his college career obviously was over and maybe even his baseball career was over. So he had stopped taking swings until he got a call from the USPBL, and all of a sudden he was back in the thick of it. 0-1 is a big swing and a miss. But this is a guy who hit for some major power in college this year.
It's a good revival for him, too.
Went to Central Methodist University. They lost to Georgia Gwinnett in the NAI World Series this year. 20 home runs, 17 doubles, slugged .774 through 199 at-bats in 57 games. 52 RBIs, and his walks to strikeouts nearly dead even. 38 walks to 39 strikeouts. That's uber impressive for a guy with a slugging percentage of .774. 1-2 rip to first. That should do it. McFarland says, I got it. It's a 1-2-3 breeds of an inning for Cole Stanton as he punches home a save. Ground out, strikeout, ground out, and the Beavers magically come back in this one. 6-5, your final score. Back with more on our Auto Lab postgame show after this on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
Times are tough right now. It feels like the bottom of the ninth, and we're down by 2. But we've seen tough times before. And just like baseball has always been more than just a game, Chief Financial Credit Union is more than money. So it might be the bottom of the ninth, but we're the home team, and we've got runners on base. Batter up, America. It's time to play ball.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
Wrong ball, Porter. Come on, TK, give me some heat. You call that pitching?
This is my heater. I dare you to hit it.
Man, you idiot! Now we can't play no more. High and outside, just like I liked it. Don't worry, guys. I'll get it. Oh! Dude, you can't go back there. That's where the beast lives.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this together.
You got me started, I just can't stop. No, no.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Only at your Chevrolet certified service dealer do you get tires engineered specifically for your vehicle and a price match guarantee.
With our tire price match guarantee, if you find a better price within 30 days of purchase, we'll refund the difference. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Your neighbors are going to be jealous when they see you're getting a new Connecticut water system. Say goodbye to hard water problems. No more spots on your glassware. Your laundry will feel and smell better. Your hair and skin will look and feel better. Say goodbye to hard water problems and say hello to great tasting crystal clear water with CGC Water.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Nick Matthews alongside Collier Rutledge, the designated hitter and the player of the game for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Collier, how did it feel to get the first triple of the USPBL 2021 season?
You know, it feels good. It was a big thing for our team. We were going through a little rut, so it was a good thing that we could click and get some runs, get going a little bit.
For sure. I'm sure Malik Barrington's energy helped transpire some of those runs and fueled you guys to really work for him and get the W today.
Yeah, Malik threw a great game. He's a competitor, and we're going to always go and compete for him when he's on the mound. He's a great guy. We just wanted to get him a W tonight.
For sure, Collier. Also, how did it feel to have 4 RBIs, produce for your team, and just end the losing streak and now get some momentum going forward?
It feels awesome. It's time for us to start clicking a little bit more, get some more W's as a team. I think we're coming along pretty well as a team. We can see it. We're good, but we just got to click at the right time, and we'll be okay.
We can see it too, definitely. Now, 4th of July weekend is a big time for us Americans. Now, do you have any 4th of July traditions or favorite barbecues, food that you love to eat with your family?
I normally just watch fireworks with my family. When we're in Texas, we'll get brisket or something for 4th of July.
Brisket, it's always good. I'm Nick Matthews. This is Collier Rutledge, the player of the game for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Thank you so much, Collier. Yep, for sure.